Hi, Coach. Now that you've had a
Hey,
handful of days of training camp under your belt, what has stood out to you so far?
I think we have really good energy and we have a group that's attentive and really wants to learn. So um, a lot of good questions, a lot of getting a little bit more meat on the bones, so to speak, of what we're doing. And that's really encouraging. We have a group that really, you know, wants to get better every day. And that's the challenge right now. It's physically challenging and it's mentally challenging. And there's just a great atmosphere for learning and doing just what we said we need to do, get better each and every day, individually and collectively.
Overall, you've got a pretty young group, but you also have a nice stable of veterans as well. What are they doing and how much are they helping out with this process?
The vets have been terrific. And in particular, our point guards, know how to run a team. So um, both D-Rob and LA are doing a great job, and Kathleen's doing a really good job as well. So I think they set the tone for everybody else that's out there to keep things moving properly, to make sure that we're in the right positions in whatever drill we're doing or whatever scheme we're in, whether it's a defensive scheme or whether we're running an out of bounds play. There's not been a lot of slippage. There's been really good consistency, and I give a lot of credit for that to our point guards.
As you start to get, sorry, that sound like there's an echo there. As you start to get a little bit closer to preseason games, do you adjust anything that you do at all? Is there any sort of preparation for those that comes into play?
Well, we're just trying to have a strong progression of the foundation of everything that we're doing. Executing our offense, for example, making sure we're not turning the ball over. Like right now, this time of year, as a coach, you just have to be a little bit patient, but yet at the same time, not tolerate things will hurt you down the road. And the big one is turnovers, knowing full well that a lot of this stuff is new for people. So, just trying to find a balance for that. And then, just getting really solid at both ends of the floor in what we are trying to do.
Great. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Thanks,
Thanks,
Pat.
Pat. Tully, any questions for Marianne for your first time hopping on one of these?
Hey, Marianne, how you doing?
I'm good, Tully. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let me put my video on so I can wave to you, say hi. You've been through numerous training camps and that now. How are the rookies, compared to all your other training camps? How are they faring up?
Yeah, they're doing well. We have a really positive group. They're high energy. And I think the fact that they've been able to come off of a season, and actually jump right into camp has been really helpful. Some of our free agents and veteran players who weren't playing overseas or aren't currently playing overseas have had to find ways to creatively stay in shape or get in shape because the COVID has made it difficult to get in a gym with multiple people and actually work on your game. So a lot of individual work on their part, which, that's great, but it only takes you to a point. Like right now, we're trying to play 5-on-5 and do things, in a team-like fashion. And, I think every coach in league probably at this point is concerned about conditioning, and I am too. It's getting better every day, but that's been something that is lagging behind what it would be like normally, I would say. But that's something that the rookies actually are excelling with because they've continued to play, most of them through the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I noticed Tierra McCowan has obviously spent quite a bit of time already in Indiana. And so just seeing that work that she's done on, developing her game, just having had her for an extra period of time, how much have you seen in that growth, from the end of last year coming into training camp?
That's a great question. Tiara's worked really hard in the off season, been here, for months now, working on her skills, basically just improving her game in every facet, every area. And she's worked very hard at it. I think you'll see a player who clearly has made big strides in lots of areas of the game that are important. And of course, establishing herself as a go-to post player. All the skill sets are better: shooting, ball handling, passing, all of it. So I'm really proud of Tiara because she's worked really, really hard and looks better than ever.
Awesome. I'm excited to see one of my former teammates and D-Rob out
Oh,
there
yeah.
leading the point guard charge as well. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting dynamic just watching just how, you know, Kelsey Mitchell, D-Rob, just all the point guards, Lindsay Allen, how they all kind of like become a little versatile, you know, out there as well, playing the one, playing the two, some little in the three.
Yeah, I love the versatility. You know, that's something that's really important. And, you know, I just keep encouraging, particularly both Lindsay Allen and D-Rob to be scorers. You can't just be a passer. You can't be somebody who's just going to set the table for others. You know, there are plenty of opportunities in what we do to be a scoring threat. And in fact, to keep people from thinking they're going to play 5 against 4, you know, you've got to be, you know, assertive offensively and make them pay. And there's plenty of things that that they can do as point guards to be actively involved in the scoring area of the game and not let people cheat off them defensively. So, yeah, I mean, I've been pretty pleased. You know, all the point guards, again, Kathleen included, you know, this is year 2 for her. So I see maturity and improvement in her game. And, you know, she's worked hard as far as lifting and conditioning. Kathleen's come into camp really ready to go. So between the 3 of them, we've got great leadership. We've got great point guard IQ and 3 people who understand that, you know, the offense is important. They've got to be a scoring threat while they're out there.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Excited to
Okay.
see this.
Good to see you, Tully.
You too, mate.
All right, thanks, Tully. Anybody, LB, anything else for Marianne?
Hey, Coach. I actually was curious. You've spoken very highly of her since the beginning, but we've been hearing from the players too about Tori's development, especially coming off those 2 injuries, 2 back-to-back injury seasons, and having a full training camp this year. Can you just talk about what you've seen from Tori?
Yeah, I'm really happy with Tori. You know, I told her before the start of camp, you know, you're a shooter. Okay. You're not just a shooter, but you're a shooter. People would be envious to have your shooting ability. So, you know, own that, embrace it. And if I'm not happy with a shot, I'll tell you, but, you know, I don't anticipate that happening. You know, she has great feel. She has terrific mechanics. And I don't want her looking over her shoulder at the bench wondering, is coach going to pull me out? Or, you know, does coach want that shot? Hey, I think every time she puts the ball up, it's going in. So that's my mentality. I want her to have an equally positive outlook. You know, she'll understand when it's the time to shoot and when it's the time not to shoot. But I've asked her to embrace the defensive end even more than ever. And that comes with as part of the equation. You know, you're a really, really good offensive player. Now, when we get your defensive game approaching what you're doing on offense, you know, you've become the complete player that everybody believes that you can be. So she's been terrific. Her attitude's great. Her effort's great. So, yeah, I mean, it's noticeable. Tori's playing very, very well in camp right now.
Sure. Hi. I'm sure joining a new team is always kind of a unique challenge and a unique process. What's it been like here, Danielle, your first 4 or 5 days of training camp in Indiana?
It's been good. Honestly, I've done this a few times. So, you know, I just, the thing for me was I wanted to get in early. I wanted to start talking to the team early. So once I signed, you know, was in the group chat and just introducing myself, making myself available, just trying to connect with them because chemistry is important. And so it's been good to actually get on the court with them, learn about them, their personalities. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. We have a good group, high energy, a lot of youth, a lot of young people. So I'm definitely enjoying being here.
There's always a lot of focus on whatever message comes from leaders and all of that, but it's a 2-way street, I know. And how would you describe the younger players, the rookies, and how receptive they've been to not only your message, but just the message from the coaching staff and the other leaders on this team?
Yeah, well, you know, they want to win. And, you know, that's been the biggest thing is just, you know, we got to work like we want to win. You know, last year the team struggled defensively, but everybody is taking pride in just being better every single day. And that's what, you know, championship culture is about. It's about winning that day. And I think that, you know, we're learning that, we're growing in that together. But it's, you know, that's what makes the journey fun. Just coming in every day, grinding, literally grinding, wanting to be the best and wanting to be the best for each other. So everybody's bought in. You know, our chemistry is super high, like everybody gets along. And like I said, we just want to win.
How does this system and what Marianne and the coaching staff are trying to do, how does it compare to other systems that you've been a part of?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of freedom. Coach trusts in all of our abilities, and I think that's a huge thing. When people get the ball where in their sweet spots, she wants them to shoot it. Don't pass up your shot. It'll get there, it'll get around, and so just believing in each other, I think, is the biggest thing here. And obviously, we have a lot of new players, whether that's through free agency, through the draft, or whatever. But it's just a belief in really just buying into the system and shooting your shot when you're open.
You're not quite yet into the halfway point of camp, so still some time to go here. But is there anything that you want to see accomplished in the next week plus from a training camp perspective?
Honestly, I would just say discipline. I think offensively we can be a little bit more disciplined. Making people guard us. We don't have to, always shoot the first shot. And we got to get them to move, tire them out, run in transition. That's going to be another thing for us. Is we have a lot of people that like to run, and so we get out and are able to wear people down early. I think that's going to pay dividends for us in the end.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat. Tully, anything for D-Rob?
Hey, Brady.
What's up?
Well, I mean, you're following me. What's going on? Like, following me all the
Tully,
way.
I don't want to ever leave you. What are you talking about?
No, Brady. Welcome to Indiana. If there's anything you need help with here, just let me know and I'll help you out.
Thank you.
Hey, just talking with Coach earlier. I mean, you've come from obviously our San Antonio days. We had some prolific offensive players there.
Right.
You've been at the Aces. You've had prolific offensive players there. Now you're in a little bit of a different team kind of setting with Indiana, and you yourself now, do you feel like, okay, I now have to kind of be a little bit more conscious of stepping it up offensively a little bit, or a little bit more offensive minded than maybe what I have been in those two teams because of the personnel around? Like, is it something that you're conscious about coming to Indiana?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I think about, but again, I think that's going to come within the flow of the offense. Like, if Tiffany or Kelsey or Tori's hot, like, they're going to get the ball. And of course, I'm always going to be aggressive and stay aggressive and shoot my shot when I'm open. But I think for us, it's going to be a team game. We're going to be, 5, 6, 7, got to be double digits every single night. So I'm definitely conscious. And, if, I haven't, created or shot in a while, like, I definitely think about that. But I know it'll come back around.
Yeah. And, just obviously, you've only, like Pat said, you're only halfway through training camp. Can you pick out some areas where you're like, this is going to be our bread and butter? This is what we're going to, this is going to be, are there certain, like, is it going to be defense that's kind of like sticking out right now? Like, do you feel like there's something that's going to be like, boom, this is the Indiana fever?
Yeah, well, I think transition. I think we have the people to run. We want to run. Working on getting the ball out the net quick. We're going to push in transition, obviously wide lanes. And I think, like I said, we have the capability of doing that. I mean, I was tired of guarding Kelsey in transition like that. Tiffany as well. I mean, Tori doesn't even barely have to cross half court before she can knock down a 3. So I definitely think that's going to be our MO.
Well, I think that's going to be the exciting thing for all of us watching as well. So, but we'll catch up soon, matey.
All right.
Thanks, Tully. LB, anything for D-Rob?
Hey, D-Rob, just wanted to get a feeling of how, I mean, like you said, this is a deep guard class and team. So how has that competition been, with having the rookies there, and then, like yourself, Kathleen, Kelsey, Tori, it's a nice abundance of rookies and vets in here.
Right. It's been good. A lot of good, healthy competition. We enjoy it. We get a kick out of it. We're always laughing and joking with each other, talking a little smack. As we've gotten more comfortable over the last 5 days, it's been a little, more smack talk going on. But it's been really, really good, really fun. If the rookies have questions, they ask. And I think that's, a great thing about Coach is, like, there are no dumb questions. So if, you need to ask a question, then ask, because now is the time to get that out and get it figured out. So I'm enjoying it. I think we have a really good guard group. and just looking forward to seeing, you know, how we can continue to progress.
Love it. And you mentioned smack talk, so I'm curious. Are you do a lot of smack talking on the court?
You know, I do a little something, a little something,
Okay.
a little something. Yeah. If somebody makes me mad, I'm going to for sure.
Oh, okay. So that just means we need to have the mics close. That's all that means.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yep.
Thanks, D-Rob.
You're welcome.
All right, Tori. First of all, it's great to see you back on court again. I think it was such a blow to see you, leave the court with another injury last season, in the bubble. How has the rehab gone? How are you feeling out there on the floor right now? And are you at that, 100% confident stage with the knee at the moment?
Yeah, but again, that kind of set me back again, but I went overseas. I got it taken care of, went overseas, played from January to like April.
Mhm.
I did really well over there. And here in training camp, I've been playing really well. I feel normal again. I'm not afraid of anything, so I'm ready to play. It's a big
You're
kid.
right. Yeah. Well, D-Rob was talking about how, there's a great transition flow, with the group that you've got, very quick up and down the floor. And you yourself just have to get over halfway to get ready for that 5-point shot. Yeah. How are you feeling now, adjusting with this new group? Because there's a lot of new faces now in this team.
I like it a lot. I love the new faces. Everybody up in here working hard. Everybody is working hard, giving their all, and it's different. It's a new feel, new team, new chemistry, and I like it so far. It's pretty good.
Excellent. And Coach Stanley has mentioned about, obviously we know what you can do offensively, but also kind of, making you aware that you're obviously a very good defender as well, and putting the challenge out there already on the defensive end.
Yeah, offensive. Yeah, I know me. I'm gonna do what I do. But I've really been working on my defensive game, trying to be like that person that stopped the best player on the other team. And so far, it's been going pretty good in practice. Been working really hard on it. I think I like it. That's hard for an offensive player to say, and I like playing defense a little bit.
Well, I know you don't back down from a challenge. So I know you guys will be looking forward to that first game, the preseason game. So that'll be a really good kind of a challenge, obviously coming up against Chicago preseason. Obviously, some big names amongst them now. But yeah, that'll be a really good, just to give you a gauge, I guess, as to before the season starts, how it's going. So good luck, matey.
Thank you, mate.
In person soon.
I know.
Thanks, Tully. Pat, anything for Tori?
Sure, Tori, I know you weren't there for a good portion of the season in the Wubble last year, but the defense is clearly something that the team is looking to improve upon. How much do you think the struggles defensively last year had to do with not really having a training camp and having a new system in, and just perhaps not enough time to learn that? Do you think having a training camp this year is going to help you guys make strides in that area?
Honestly, I feel like it doesn't matter because defense is all about effort. And it's not like you got to score. You just got to have the heart to stop people. So I feel like once you get people that have the mindset of stopping people and taking pride in defense, it'll be different. So I really don't think training camp matters.
I know you went overseas and played. Is there any part of what you're looking to accomplish is kind of reestablishing yourselves and reminding everyone the type of player who you are and what you're capable of?
Honestly, I just want to come out and have a good season, stay injury free, and do the best I can for my team. And I'm not worried about what other people think because I know what I can do. If they don't guard me, then I'll punish them on that end. If they think they're their best offensive player, I'll punish them on defense end too. So it's whatever.
It seemed like before the second injury last year that your game had improved off the dribble and on the drive. Do you sense that that's an evolving part of your game and one that will continue to be a big part of it this year?
Yes, I 100% think I know. Like I will be totally different this year. It's not just a shooter.
Great. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thanks.